Ladies and gentlemen, from Turning Stone Resort Casino, Bellator MMA now goes to the light heavyweight division. Set for 3 5-minute rounds, we introduce the blue corner. At 6 foot weighing in, 204 pounds even, his professional record, 7 wins, 2 losses, hailing from Stadiosco, Russia, presenting Vadim Nemkov. And across the cage, his adversary out of the red corner. At 6'2", weighing in 205 pounds even, his professional record, 10 wins, 2 defeats. Do Brasil, he fights out of Coconut Creek, Florida, Felipe Monstro Lins. And when the bell rings, the referee in charge of the action, Big John McCarthy.
Big John McCarthy, our referee for this light heavyweight fight.
All right.
Vadim Nemkov and Felipe Lins. Here we go. Tonight's fight clock brought to you by Miller Lite, the original light beer. Cheers. It's Miller time. Lins in the red gloves, Nemkov in the blue gloves.
One thing about Nemkov, 7 wins, all of them finishes. If you're the veteran, if you're Felipe Lins, might want to drag the young buck into that second, third round, then try to take over. He's not used to going rounds.
10-2 against 7-2. Nemkov, the southpaw, fighting in the orthodox stance here early, making his Bellator debut.
No surprise here, starting off very, very aggressively, really pushing Lins against the fence.
Nemkov and his younger brother Victor, training partners of the great Fedor Emelianenko.
Whenever you hear Stadiosco, Russia, you know that.
Absolutely. 3-time national and 2014 World Combat Sambo champion. Nemkov has finished all 7 of his wins. Novo União Kimura, the home of Lins.
So far, having trouble with the aggression of Nemkov. Nemkov hasn't landed anything big, but Lins hasn't been able to counter, hasn't been able to stop his forward attack.
Lins fighting through some knee surgery and the big rehab. Hurt his knee in that fight against Kelly Amundsen and was out for a little bit after that, about 2 years, Jimmy, almost 2 years to the day.
Remember, he was the favorite against Anderson and then stepped back and had this weird, one of those freaky injuries, just suddenly stopped the fight out of nowhere. That derailed a very promising career.
Now he's trying to get things back in order. Went almost 2 years without a fight. Looking to get back in the win column. Looking to win for the 4th time in the Bellator cage. Just a little touch to let your partner know you're there.
Lins has a big right hand of his own. He has power in his punches, has a great counter shot, especially with the right. So far, hasn't been able to time Nemkov coming in. He slipped some punches, but he hasn't been able to come back and land anything of his own.
Lins started his training in kickboxing at age 14, jiu-jitsu at age 17.
Good right hand.
See who takes control of this first round.
Whoa!
There's your answer. It is all over.
Ladies and gentlemen, inside the Bellator cage, the end comes 3 minutes, 3 seconds into round number 1. The winner by knockout, Vadim Nemkov. Ladies and gentlemen, Bellator MMA live on Paramount Network from Mohegan Sun Arena. The time has come for the main event of the evening. 5 5-minute rounds for the Bellator Light Heavyweight World Championship. Sanctioned by Mohegan Tribe Department of Athletic Regulation Chairman James Gessner, President of Sports and Entertainment Mr. Tom Cantone, Chief of Mohegan Tribe Lynn Malerba, and Director Mr. Mike Mazzulli. And now, introducing first the blue corner. At 6 foot, weighing in 203.9 pounds. Entering his first Bellator World title fight, he brings 11 professional victories, just 2 losses. From Staryosko, Russia, presenting the challenger, Vadim Nemkov. And across the cage, the champion fights out of the red corner. At 6'2", weighing in 204 pounds even, the reigning 2-weight class Bellator World Champion in his second defense of his light heavyweight strap tonight stands with 27 professional victories, 5 defeats. From Gilbert, Arizona, the defending Bellator Light Heavyweight World Champion, Ryan Darth Bader. And when the action begins, your referee, Kerry Hatley.
Ryan Bader, Vadim Nemkov. John, you talked about the age, the experience. I bet if you asked Ryan Bader, who's better, the 37-year-old version or the 27-year-old version, Ryan would say the 37-year-old version.
No doubt about it, he'd be right.
Here we go! Tonight's Fight Clock brought to you by Geico, the champion in the red gloves, the challenger in the blue gloves. Fight schedule for 5 5-minute rounds. Bader with the combination. John, you talked about in your keys that he cannot let Nemkov move him backwards, push him back. And that's what Nemkov talked about, taking like maybe a little bit of what Anthony Rumble Johnson did against Ryan Bader.
Yeah, there's no doubt, if you watch Ryan Bader's fights, he is comfortable coming forward, but to fight going backwards, he just is, a lot of his offense just dissipates. So if Nemkov can force him backwards, that's gonna take away a lot of the offensive attack from Ryan Bader.
Early in his career, the knock on Bader was that anytime you were able to bully him around the cage, he had problems. He's remedied that with confidence in winning fights and winning world championships. But can he do that against someone like Nemkov?
He's been nothing short of spectacular since his move to Bellator.
Well, one of the things that I thought was going to be something that's going to be different for Ryan in this fight is he's been fighting heavyweights, and it's just a fact, heavyweights are not as fast as the light heavyweights, and so is the speed of Nemkov going to be a problem for him in the beginning of this fight? He's now facing off against a guy that has the speed that he has had the advantage of in all his prior heavyweight fights.
I also said the whole week, Ryan Bader to me is better in the heavyweight division. And him having to make this cut down, he said he's felt great. He said he looked really good. He felt good in camp. But this all doesn't translate sometimes in a fight against someone who is young, at 27 years old, reaching their prime.
Nice combination landed by Nemkov.
Josh, that brings us back to kind of the hybrid heavyweight conversation that we had earlier with Nemkov's teammate, Valentin Moldavsky. That said, don't forget, the majority of the career of Ryan Bader has been spent at 205. his first heavyweight fights were basically in the heavyweight world Grand Prix.
But at heavyweight, he's just so much more athletic than everybody in that division. You know, so that he's able to utilize his speed with his stand-up. He's able to power double guys and get them down. And when he does get them down, they just can't get up. We saw that with Matt Mitrione. This is the problem he's having right now. John pointed to and alluded to this, is that it's the speed factor. He's not used to dealing with the guys that are back down at 205 that have speed.
Well, he's dealing with the top contender in Vadim Nemkov. His toughest test at 205.
But Ryan did point out throughout this whole week, the one thing he wants to do is drag this fight into the deep waters. He wants to get him into that third and fourth and fifth round and see where he fights there. Because like he said in the Phil Davis fight, he slowed down a lot in that third round.
Well, he's absolutely right. Like I've been around Vadim Nemkov since he was an amateur. Did his amateur title fight in Russia. And I was the referee for his first professional loss, and it was a loss that it was a 10-minute round, but he beat up his opponent for the entire round, but he exhausted himself in doing it and wasn't able to get rid of him. And at the end of the round, he couldn't get off of the mat, and that's how the fight ended. He didn't take any damage. But this is what Ryan needs to do right here. Put Nemkov on his back. This is very important for Ryan Bader right now. Keep him there.
And the last time Nemkov was defeated was in a 10-minute first-round fight.
Very nice. He has good wrist control here. He was doing a good job of turning to his side to try and elevate to get to the armbar or the triangle.
Vadim Nemkov told us that he spent some time training with the Russian national freestyle team at the Russian Olympic Training Center. He said it casted any doubts I had about my wrestling skills.
Well, he just showed you on the ground. Everything he was doing was what you want to see out of something. You saw how he was turning to one side of his hips or to the other. He was creating positions that he was able to move his body easily and pushing Bader back, making it to where Bader's having to bring his arms over the top. Not an easy thing to do.
Nemkov's shaking that one off. And you feel like this could end with one strike.
He's slow, he's tired.
Stop.
Family watching, and we begin round number 2. Bader and Nemkov. Round 1, back and forth. Big John, how do you score it?
It was a close round, but if you take a look at what happened in the round and who landed the cleaner, better shots, it was Vadim Nemkov. In my opinion, he gets the round.
Josh, you concur?
I concur.
We're like medical men now.
Yeah, well, he got upset when I didn't ask him earlier in the prelims as well, so don't want him mad at me.
I'm really into this fight right now. What'd you say?
Oh,
That's a clean shot.
yep.
Ryan Bader's got the power. The issue that I have with what he's doing right now is he keeps lunging in with the
Oh, he got hurt. He got stunned right there, Josh.
I saw him
Ryan's
walk
hurt.
back a little bit as well. The speed has been the factor. Speed kills. We talk about this all the time, John.
Big swing and a miss by
going
Nemkov.
straight back. Every time that Nemkov is throwing, instead of stepping off to the side, you're seeing Ryan start to go
Saying
straight
there was
back.
an eye poke.
Ready? Okay, here we go. Time in.
Ryan should take more
Ready,
time
coach,
right
thanks.
there and clear himself out.
He's ready, right back at it.
Looked like he caught just the edge of the glove.
Might have been the glove itself, not an actual finger.
Where the glove opens up into the finger, and sometimes there's a little tassel that's there, and sometimes it'll catch the eye.
Randy Couture knows all too well about that.
Ryan Bader needs to not lean his upper body back. He needs to shuffle his feet back and then circle out, and he's having a hard time with that speed right now.
One of the things we talked about, Ryan cannot go backwards in this fight. He needs to force Nemkov to go backwards, and Nemkov is forcing Ryan to fight going backwards.
Nemkov looking very good thus far. Good movement, good speed, explosiveness.
I think also what Ryan Bader needs to do is get on the wrestling a little bit more. Make him be fearful of the wrestling.
Not one time is, one of my keys to victory. That blast double, he's so good at it and is changing the levels with it. But, it's easy to say he needs to do it, but he's feeling something out of Nemkov.
Oh, big head kick.
Oh, he's done.
It's done.
It's over.
Can he survive? Bader trying to hold on.
Wow, Ryan Bader is tired.
Ryan Bader trying to get back up.
Ryan's trying to hold on here.
My
Doing
goodness.
everything he can, grabbing gloves, everything. I don't blame him. He's in deep trouble here. There's too much time left on this clock. He's taking a lot of shots.
He's up, at least
he's
for
gonna
now,
get
though.
hurt. It's
That's
done.
it. That's it.
It
Stop,
is
stop.
all over! Vadim Nemkov! Vadim Nemkov finishes Ryan Bader, and wow, what a dominant performance by the Russian. He said, I do not want revenge. My aim is to show that Fedor's school is very strong. We can fight with high-quality sportsmen. I think he just showed the world that, my friends, is the truth. Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, inside the Bellator cage, it comes to an end officially. 3 minutes, 2 seconds into round number 2 by TKO. He is the new Bellator light heavyweight world champion, Vadim Nemkov.
Big John McCarthy with the new champion.
Wow. First thing I want to say is congratulations. That was a beautiful performance. You were outstanding throughout that. You were able to back Ryan Bader up in that fight. Was that an element you thought was key in getting a victory?
Да, это была моя такая задача на этот бой. Заставить его работать вторым номером. Вторым номером он работает плохо и теряется, когда его атакуют, бьют. Это был мой план. Я его придерживался, и он принес свои плоды.
Yeah, that was his plan. When they studied his film, they saw that Ryan Bader doesn't do very well when he's backing up, when he's getting bullied. So his plan was to constantly move forward, and obviously it paid dividend.
When you hit him with that high kick and it landed right up against the backside of his head, you knew you had him hurt. Did you think you were going to finish right at that moment? Were you surprised at how long he was able to stay in the fight?
Когда его ударил хайкиком, он упал, и после этого ты как бы начал атаковать. Ты думал, что это уже будет конец боя, и ты был удивлен, как долго он выдержал твои удары.
После того, как я попал ногой в голову, я начал его добивать и удивился, что судья очень долго останавливал бой. Я его отправил еще, наносил 3 раза, но добил и выиграл бой.
He said, I was actually more surprised that the referee wasn't stopping the fight, but you know, I sent him to the canvas 3 times, 3 different times, but you know, I did what I had to do and won the fight.
You are the first fighter from Russia to win a light heavyweight title here in North America with a promotion. How important is it to you that you get to take that belt back to your 2 little girls?
Ты первый российский боец, который выиграл бой, то есть выиграл пояс в этой весовой категории. Насколько это важно для тебя быть чемпионом этого весового категории?
Для меня это очень важно. Я для России сотворил маленькую историю. Возможно, мы с Бейдером дрались как одни из лучших бойцов мира в нашей категории. Есть в UFC ребята, но я считаю, что мы их можем победить. И мы с Бейдером, а в данный момент я считаю себя лучшим чемпионом в мире.
He said it's very important for me. You know, he feels like him and Ryan Bader are in top 2 light heavyweights in the world right now. He said, I know there's a lot of light heavyweights in the UFC, but I feel like both of us could beat either one of them, you know, any of them. So he feels like right now he's the best light heavyweight in the world.
Well, I'll tell you what, that was an outstanding performance. Congratulations on being the new Bellator light heavyweight champion. Back to you, Goldie.
John, thank you very much, and you can tell even behind the mask there is a big smile on the face.
Хотелось бы передать привет всей стране, всем, кто за меня болел. Белгород, Староскол, Томаровка, моя деревня. Пацаны сейчас везде смотрят мои бои. И хотелось бы привет передать пацанам Старую Мельницу, Андрюхе Санину, он просил очень. Хотелось бы спасибо сказать всей моей команде, то, что помогли подготовиться мне к этому бою. Ребятам, кто ко мне приезжал на сборы, помогали. И мы провели отличную работу. Всем спасибо, кто переживал. Россия.
With a performance like that, making some MMA history, he deserves a moment to send a message back home to Russia.
And an advancement to the finals against Corey Anderson.
Real simply put, 14-2 for the champion in Nemkov, 10-1 for Anglicus. This is a matchup of 2 incredible fighters.
It is main event time. It is light heavyweight world title time. It is Michael C. Williams time.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bellator MMA from Footprint Center here in Phoenix. The time has come to conclude the World Grand Prix semifinals tonight. Main event 5 5-minute rounds for the Bellator Light Heavyweight World Championship. Sanctioned by the Arizona Boxing and MMA Commission, Executive Director at Cageside, Carlo Becerra, Chairman Scott Fletcher. And now, first introducing the blue corner, At 6'3", weighing in 204 pounds even, near perfect as a professional, 10 wins, only 1 loss. Hailing from Lithuania, he fights out of St. Louis, Missouri. Introducing the challenger, Julius Arvidskas. And across the cage, the champion tonight fights out of the red corner at 6 foot, weighing in 204.7 pounds in his second defense of his world title tonight. He enters with 14 professional victories, 2 defeats, fighting out of Stalihosko, Russia, the defending Bellator light heavyweight world champion, Vadim Nemkov. And when the bell rings, the referee in charge, Mike Beltran.
You could almost feel in the building, after being disappointed by Ben Henderson and Ryan Bader, the hometown hero, the fans are kind of rallying against Vadim Nemkov because they like the underdog story of that man, Julius Arvidskas, fighting for that light heavyweight world title belt you just saw.
Arvidskas has never been in a position with this much pressure. Now that the fight started, he can release that and just be who he is. Let it go.
Nemkov's so disciplined, his lines so straightforward. Arvidskas has been a very tough guy to touch.
He is, because he is very defense-oriented and very strict with his movements. He keeps his hands in a good position. Notice that his elbows come in tight. Doesn't overextend with anything. He is a very, what we call, tight fighter.
Left got through this figures. Have a little more feeling out the unfamiliarity between these two. Vadim Nemkov is fighting for something else, I hope.
Yep.
Close your hands, okay, guys? Ready, fight!
Go back and relax, baby.
As I said before, 99% of the time, too fast.
What causes that? Adrenaline, wanting to perform?
Yeah, wanting to get back. Oh, that was a beautifully clean right hand by Nemkov. That landed flush. That's what you, as the referee, he needs to be the guy that creates that time. Don't let him get back into the fight. Give him some time to clear his eye. Don't be in a rush, but this is what the pressure of a big fight will do.
That's it, don't reach. Bring your feet. Pinch him off.
Run for Nemkov is unbelievable. We're talking Arvidskas got through with that one.
And this is what I love about Arvidskas. Notice, he didn't rush in.
He didn't.
He's going to take his
Landed
time.
another shot. Now Nemkov knows he's there. Level change.
Smart move by Nemkov. Look at Nemkov didn't come from a wrestling background, but he's done all of his training with the Russian national team. He can wrestle, and putting a guy like Arvidskas on his back says a lot, and this is a great place for him to recover.
COVID changed everything for everybody. What it did for Nemkov with gyms closed and all that, it basically forced him and his family closer. The only guys he sparred with were his brother Victor and Valentin Moldavsky, the interim heavyweight champion. That's a lot of what they worked on.
Not a bad guy to train with.
No.
When you're looking at a guy that good, too.
Disappointing a night as it is for Ryan Bader. Now we can start thinking ahead to that fight, too. We'll talk about it a lot more next week when the Bellator cage makes its debut in Moscow. There's Victor. The time that everybody had to get through it. We all got through it in our own ways. Affected these guys as well. So Nemkov took a couple of big shots that changed the direction of the fight. The level change, he brought Arvidskas to the ground.
Nemkov landed a couple of big shots that hurt Arvidskas, didn't put him down. Arvidskas then returns with the one that does put Nemkov down. But Glikas cannot stay in this position. Cannot keep his back on the mat. He's not going to win this fight here. He doesn't have the submission game to get Nemkov in a position where he can be in trouble. He's got to figure out ways of getting back to his feet like he's trying right now. Good job by Julius.
Right. Nemkov knows what the discussion is. He doesn't see his name mentioned among the elite 205s as much as he would like. All he has done, we talked about this win streak. 5 straight wins over world champions, and the one before that was against Philip Lins, who ended up winning a heavyweight tournament in the PFL. So, I mean, Nemkov has just knocked down all these pins in front of him. This extraordinary win streak. We're going to talk next week about the mother of all win streaks that Fedor had 10 years ago.
Right now, you're seeing Nemkov starting to take control of where this fight, as far as when the exchanges happen. He's the one controlling when it's happening. Julius has landed that one big shot. It's not enough. Oh, another one that he takes. It's not enough for him to just land that one big shot. He's got to land that shot and then come back and start building upon it. Letting his hands go. Right now, the speed of Nemkov is giving Glikas some problems.
That left connected. Left jabs found a home early in the round and late in the round.
That's it.
Glikas got everyone excited midway through the round by knocking the champion down. There's a big shot. Follows with the head kick. And the champion coming off the canvas here, just like Apollo did in the first round against Rocky.
Absolutely.
Finishes the first round strong.
You get to sit when you're the guy going into the finals.
You don't have a lot of work to be done on you after just taking 51 seconds to do your job.
Don't lean, just pop. Pop one, two. One, you don't have to land. You just keep his hands up. That's it. Go. Be first. Body down.
That jab is finding its mark for Nemkov. There it goes again.
You gotta commit. Think the slam
Right
one,
now,
two.
it's that speed factor is causing Glikas some problems.
Maybe 1, 2.
Shots are coming faster than he's seen before.
You throw the hands inside leg kick.
Basically won that world title with that head kick. Stunned Ryan Bader. And he finished him from there. Just joining us for the main event, Corey Anderson, a 51-second TKO of Ryan Bader in the first semifinal. He will fight the winner for the world title and the Grand Prix title, $1 million that comes with it.
You're starting to see a break in the defense of Glikas. His arms are starting to drop down as he's putting them out. That's leaving the openings for Nemkov. When he throws something out, it's got to come back on that same line, that same rail. If you're starting to swing it down and around, it's taking more time.
When Nemkov got stunned in the first round, he changed levels, he changed the direction of the fight. You can see that's what Glikas wanted to do there. He paid the price. Nemkov in a pretty good spot here. He wants to step over, knee on belly.
Yes, he does.
Right side. Right side. That's it.
Nemkov got cut.
He did, and I'm not sure which shot did that damage, but potentially dangerous spot near the eye. We'll have to get a better look. Step up in competition. This is a dramatic step up for the challenger. Suddenly in positions where you've never been in before.
I'm seeing that in our ISO, we can see that the cut was caused by an unintentional clash of the heads. It was not a legal blow that caused the cut.
Which could be significant later if that cut becomes a bigger issue.
Again, Glixkis cannot stay in this position. He has got to start to open up, get those feet out of that closed guard position, start putting them on the hips, get an elevator. You've got to create space in getting yourself back up.
Always reminded of the Chris Rock line when you say that. Well, he can stay in this position. You can drive a car with your feet if you want to. It doesn't make it a good idea.
It's maybe not being a really good idea.
Fans are behind this Cinderella story, but there's a reason he is a huge underdog here.
There's a reason it's called Cinderella's story too, is because those things don't happen all the time. And when you're going against someone as good as Vadim Nemkov is, who is only getting better himself, it's not an easy task to pull off.
Glixkis is older than Nemkov. You don't think about that. You also don't think about the fact he is clearly bigger than Vadim Nemkov. You see the two of them together, but high level of fights and the skill level difference has been on display through the first two rounds.
Huge difference in what's happening and what we're seeing this round. I honestly can't tell you, other than the headbutt, there's nothing that I've seen that Julius Glixkis has been able to land in this round. It has all been Nemkov.
Nemkov was the busier fighter in round one. Didn't do a ton of damage. Now he is just imposing his will. The first left elbow got through.
Big shot.
This is what we meant when you said you can't stay down there.
That's it.
Nemkov opening up, and Glixkis has to move.
Especially when Nemkov, you see him getting to his feet. Look, he learned from one of the very best ground and pound guys there was in Fedor.
These left elbows are getting through. Mike Beltran's taking a very close look. The underdog may not make it to the end of round two. He is holding on for dear life.
Now he is cut.
Nemkov doing major damage over the last minute.
But he's still in it.
The guy who taught me how to score fights would call that a 10-8 round. That's who I learned from.
That's why you are one of the most intelligent men we know in this sport, Sean Grande. That is a 10-8 round. There was too much offense from Nemkov and no offense really from Julius Eklikskas.
I later learned that you pretty much stole everything from Josh that you learned. So it's really just passed down. Now Nemkov immediately goes for the level change. And he is controlling this fight in every way you can control it.
You gotta really love the fight IQ of Nemkov and saying, hey, why am I gonna stay here where you have hurt me before? I'm gonna go back to where I have been very dominant in this fight. I'm gonna put you on your back, and I'm gonna use ground and pound against you.
Trying to think of the movie line where somebody says, people die in storybooks all the time. You can't be more impressed with the win streak that Eklikskas put together. There was a reason he was not, because he wasn't there yet to be in that top 8, to be in this tournament to begin with. Which doesn't mean he wouldn't be in a year or 2 or 3 years from now. He was on that progression.
Yeah, he just hadn't had enough experience, especially in the Bellator cage, to say you belong there when you took a look at the other guys that were put into the tournament. But then, you know, as the alternate, he was a great choice. And you can see by what he's doing. Look, he's a tough guy, and he's got a lot of skill. He just happens to be fighting possibly the best light heavyweight in the world right now.
One of the things we'll talk about next week is Fedor fights in his home country. The legacy Fedor is going to leave as a fighter is going to be unmatched in many ways. That winning streak will never be matched. He is on the Mount Rushmore forever. But when you combine that with the next generation that Fedor is grooming, I mean, this is going to be champion after champion after champion.
Yeah, you got to look at it, you know, when you talk about Fedor and the team that he's put together. He's the guy out there. He's training with these guys. He's coming to their fights. He's in their corners, and he has done a phenomenal job of building these guys up from the ground. Look into that armbar. One's not there. That again, it just kind of showed you the strength of Julius Eklikskas at this point. He's still searching for it.
Eklikskas holding on, but it's harder now. Fighters are slippery here as we go deep into round 3.
Let's get out of this.
Yeah, Nemkov's just going to go for it anyway.
Right now, he should stack him down. Do not try to stand up with it. Stack him down. Come around. He needs to keep circling around. That will help him as long as he keeps the pressure down on Nemkov. Do not let that arm get extended.
Tell people what you mean when you say stacking down.
Stacking means pressure straight down. If you come up trying to pull yourself out, you're straightening the arm forward.
And there is a moment where Nemkov wanted to go for it, and he actually paid a price for it. Not much of one, but... Vadim Nemkov knows he's the better fighter. He knows he's in control, but he wants to put on a show as well.
He's trying to go for the finish, and you got to love that, you know, as far as what he's doing. But you know, you could look and say, well, is he getting tired right now? No, he's not. He's the one controlling this pace. He can do this kind of stuff all day long because he's the one dictating how fast this fight is going.
Documented the Cinderella story of the challenger, but Vadim Nemkov's story tonight is he wants to take the word possibly out of the sentence you just said earlier about being the best 205er in the world.
Exactly. You know, that means a lot to him. You're looking and saying, when you're this good, and you have that target on your back, you've got to come up with things that are going to motivate you too. And what is it that I'm looking for? I'm looking to prove to everyone there's no one in my weight class that I can't beat.
Nemkov has been hunting that arm for the last 2 minutes. You know, he doesn't have great position, but he's just bound and determined.
He's got his toes caught in the fence right here. He's not trying to do it, but good job by Julius to just maintain the position, keep the pressure down on him. Don't let him extend the hips.
saw Vadim Nemkov in person was at Saitama Super Arena, the first ever Rising event. And he fought Yuri Prochaska, dominated the 10 minutes, and exhausted himself and couldn't continue.
Exactly. Did not understand how to pace himself in the fight. Did not understand when to step off of the gas and give yourself that break. Right now, my scorecard, I have Nemkov pitching a shutout right now. We'll see what Anglickis can do in this 4th round.
Anglickis had that little hope spot about 2 minutes into the first round, knocked Nemkov down. Since then, it's looked a lot like this.
And again, a lot of people don't like it. They want to see guys on their feet slinging bombs. This is called being intelligent if you're Vadim Nemkov. You're not being damaged in any fashion. You're not accepting any punishment. You're able to do damage to your opponent. What more do you want?
I think Nemkov is hunting for the finish there. I just think this is the way he thinks he's going to get it. He didn't have great position to get those armbar finishes in round 3, but he just was going to go
Still
for it
went
anyway.
for it. Exactly.
I'm not sure that's not in our future here in the next minute or so.
Right now, what Nemkov needs to do is start to just push the pace a little bit more with this ground and pound. Start to change the position. Get to a better position than just being in the guard, or at least come up on top and start landing heavy shots and start to break the will of Julius Anglickis.
Pretty impressive that he hasn't yet.
It's so hard to explain to people out there the pressure that Nemkov is creating and how much, the shots that he's landing, how much value they have as far as the power. He's just starting to, turn it on with Anglickis. Now he's inside control. You can see knee on belly. He's looking to go to mount. Anglickis gets it to a half guard. He shut down that knee slice, but he's not in a better position. You see that forearm on the jawline. It's not comfortable. Traps the arm. Everything he's doing is beautiful.
At what point, if you're in the corner of the challenger here, are you thinking this fight can't be won?
Well, it's one of those, I always look for a corner to be smart with their fighters, because you can only get hurt so many times before it starts to change who you are as a fighter.
Nemkov has one arm trapped.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of what we call a gift wrap on there, holding that arm. And Anglickis has no offense at all. All he is doing right now is surviving. And this is when, as the corner person, you need to start thinking about, how much more am I going to allow my fighter to take?
There is still a great future ahead for this tournament ultimate. We're in this opportunity with a 9-fight win streak. He's just 30 years old, big fights in front of him. This is not going to be his night.
No, this is now the 3rd round in a row where Julius has really not had any type of offense at all. And right now, if Nemkov wants, he could make that pass. He could slice. He's going for the Americana right now. Doesn't have it. He's trapping the arm.
1 minute, Julius. 1 minute.
And even though he's getting high right there, Anglickis doesn't have the energy to get him off.
You don't see him trying to buck up. You don't see him trying to make even moves to get back on his feet. He's trying to survive, and he's in trouble here.
He's looking for the straight arm lock. Trying to turn that over, put pressure on that. Hyperextend the elbow.
Tough to do it from that spot, but he has been pounding Anglickis for the last 20 minutes.
He can switch this up to an Americana. He just needs to separate the head from the shoulder area. Where his arms are at right now is not doing that. That's why you're seeing Anglickis be able to put up with that pressure. Nice Kimura.
Yeah, that's it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the tap comes by way of a Kimura. Official time, 4 minutes, 25 seconds into round number 4. He is the winner by submission, now advancing to the finals in the light heavyweight World Grand Prix. He is still Bellator light heavyweight world champion, Vadim Nemkov.
9 straight wins, and he gets better and better with each one of them. The world champion, Vadim Nemkov, is with John McCarthy.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am here with the world champion, Vadim Nemkov. You just defended your title in a just a fantastic performance overall. There was one moment in the fight that he landed a big shot. It put you down. How hurt were you?
Отлично провел бой, очень грамотно, но в первом раунде там был момент, когда он тебя ударил и повалил. Насколько ты был в это время поврежден?
Во время этого удара он меня просто сбил. Я не поплыл, нокдауна не было. Я чувствовал себя все хорошо. У Юлиуса очень крепкая голова. Я несколько раз хорошо попал. Он выдержал эти удары. Респект ему.
He said he caught me, but I wasn't knocked down. I just kind of fell. The reason I went more to grappling is because he's got a hard head. I hit him with a few good shots and realized it's not going to happen, so decided to go with the submissions.
From that point, you dominated the fight. I had you having a 10-8 round in the next round, and you just put on a clinic of using the takedown, being smart, not being damaged by a very strong and big man, and then you got the submission in the end. Were you always looking for that submission? Because it seemed like it with a couple of armbar attempts.
После этого момента ты доминировал, в принципе, весь бой в партере, и в конце болевым его принял. Видно было, что ты эту кимуру пытался, в смысле, как бы именно этим болевым его закончить. Это так было, или ты просто момент нашел?
Вначале я несколько раз попробовал сделать амбар, рычаг локтя. Но потом я ему показал, что буду делать рычаг, а сам сделал кимуру в обратную сторону. И это сработало. Это тренировочные наработки.
Yeah, I tried for a few arm bars, and he was slipping and kind of getting on top of me. So I decided, okay, next time we're gonna pretend to go for an arm bar, but really switch it to a kimura.
It was a fantastic performance. You kept the belt. You put yourself into the Grand Prix final against the man who won tonight in Corey Anderson. Corey, step on in here. This is the matchup for the finals of the light heavyweight Grand Prix. Corey Overtime Anderson against the champion Vadim Nemkov.
Tail of the tape for this light heavyweight world championship matchup. It's as simple as it gets. Look, Vadim Nemkov, the champion, 30 years of age. Yoel Romero, 46 years of age, but a remarkable 46 years of age. This is going to be good.
Here's Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bellator MMA live on Showtime tonight from Chicago. The time has come for the pinnacle of our double main event. 5 5-minute rounds for the Bellator Light Heavyweight World Championship. Sanctioned once again tonight by the Illinois State Athletic Commission Director Nancy Ilg. And now first introducing the blue corner, at 6 foot, weighing in 205 pounds even, with 2 straight devastating knockout victories, he now enters his first Bellator World Title Challenge. Ranked at number 3, he stands with 15 professional victories, 6 defeats, 13 of his wins coming by knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the challenger, Yoel Soldier of God. And across the cage, the champion tonight fights out of the red corner at 6 foot, weighing in 203.8 pounds. Dominant in his last title defense, he remains unbeaten inside the Bellator cage and brings an impressive overall professional record of 16-2 with 13 finishes, 10 by knockout, 3 by submission, making his 4th title defense. He is the defending Bellator light heavyweight world champion, Vadim Nemkov. And when the bell rings, your referee in charge, Jason Herzog.
Fighter. Okay, fighter, there were no final questions from you, Blue. There were no final questions from you, Red. If you want to touch gloves, do it now. Come out ready to fight.
The Bellator Light Heavyweight Championship belt hangs in the balance. The defending champion Vadim Nemkov on a career-high 11-fight unbeaten streak, including 8 wins in Bellator. Yoel Romero coming up back-to-back crushing KOs. Would love to compete the hat trick by making history. Immediately, Vadim Nemkov goes to the kicking well, and as nasty a kicker as there is in the sport. And you talk about his attributes, John, from every facet of MMA, whether it's boxing, whether it's grappling, the combat sambo background, and he really does do a good job putting together a mix of punches, kicks, and also very nasty on the ground when it gets there.
Very nasty on the ground, you're exactly right. He mixes it up well, which makes him a very difficult person to deal with. When you have someone that's basically one-dimensional, you only have to worry about the one thing. But with Vadim, just like you saw the kicks right there, he's gonna throw those from all different angles. He's gonna have spinning attacks. He is a good wrestler. He likes to be in the stand-up. His boxing is clean, and if he hits the ground, he's got great submissions.
Nemkov loves to put on the pressure, does it effectively, smart pressure, and really coming out early with a cavalcade of kicks, putting pressure on Yoel Romero.
All of those attacks to the body by Nemkov, that's smart.
Make that early investment.
Early. Hit the body, keep on torturing that body as much as you can. Take all the gas away.
First 90 seconds, and it's been a kicking clinic for the defending light heavyweight champion Vadim Nemkov. And you talk about a deceptive closer, beautiful punch kick combination. It's all light heavyweight champion Nemkov early, opening up, and Romero feeling the heat.
Nemkov needs to be sure not to overextend in there. Get yourself out of position. This is the kind of pace, though. This is going to push Romero to the point where he's not comfortable. Romero likes to slow the pace down and have those explosive moments. If Vadim decides to just keep pressuring him and make him fight, we're going to see how long Romero can last.
Down a right hand by Nemkov, lands upstairs. Inside low kick, check by Nemkov. Nemkov hails from Fedor Emelianenko's hometown of Stary Oskal, and a superstar in the light heavyweight division. There's that deceptive distance closing of Romero, but Romero, slip. Jab, and that jab from Nemkov is, the jab sets rhythm, it breaks rhythm, it's fundamental to any attack.
It is fundamental to fighting. If you have a good jab, you can keep your opponent at bay at times and keep them off balance. It's one of the most underutilized attacks we have in MMA. Beautiful
nice right hand down the middle by Nemkov, splitting the guard of Romero, but Romero, low leg kick to the lead leg of Nemkov. Nemkov does a good job staying at distance and lands the three-punch combination. There's a spinning back kick to the breadbasket of Romero, and Romero, John, just unable to get anything going here against the pressure of the defending light heavyweight champion, who backed Romero up with the right hand.
Big right hand right there, Morrow. You're absolutely right. He just got blasted.
kick by Nemkov. Romero right in front. Takes some of that steam away, but a minute left, and Romero goes to the body with a kick.
You're seeing Nemkov use combinations while Romero right now is basically using ones.
Yeah, Nemkov has landed more strikes than Romero has attempted, and not necessarily a surprise considering the strategy, the normal fighting style of Romero, but still.
Yeah.
Nice 1, 2, and a 3 punch combination for Nemkov.
Nemkov is really finding a place for that right hand. He's hit it from the over the top, straight down the pipe.
Half minute left in the opening round. Nemkov very fluid in his attack, but so is Superman punch. 15 seconds left. And Nemkov, that spinning wheel kick to flex off the arm of Romero, so a good opening 5 minutes for the defending Bellator light heavyweight champion, Vadim Nemkov. Round number 2. Double jab, and again, Nemkov using that speed and putting the pressure on Romero. Romero, unorthodox as they come, trying to take away the techniques of Nemkov. 30 seconds now gone here. Now Romero moving it a little bit, but then gets clipped with that body kick.
You're looking at him, you're right, unorthodox stuff.
Oh, nice.
Overall, we're almost 1 minute into the round. Romero has not thrown one offensive technique to land. He is having a problem with the speed of Vadim Nemkov. All the variety of kicks and the way he's varying that attack.
Oh, good right hand right down the middle by the champion Nemkov. And Nemkov, again, more Western style boxing. Fedor and a lot of fighters of that ilk, those casting punches, John, the overhand right where he puts together more the textbook 1-2. And of course, Fedor also noted for leading with the right hand, which we do see out of Nemkov at times.
And one of the things, if you notice,
and there is the last step.
When Nemkov has learned the way that Fedor throws his right hand sometimes, and he turns it and extends out and just extends that punch a good couple inches, and it's touching Yoel Romero. He thinks he's out of distance, and he's not.
Nemkov is putting it on Yoel Romero. 2 minutes gone here in the second. Corey Anderson bounced back from the loss to Nemkov, picking up a split decision win over former champion Phil Davis earlier tonight. He'll be watching with vested interest. Nice. Nemkov backing Romero up with the combination fast, sharp jab.
Yeah, this pace and pressure is really giving Yoel Romero
a hard time. He's trying to figure his way through it. He's switching now from southpaw to orthodox. I really think he needs to look towards timing that takedown, change levels, look towards getting Vadim to the ground.
Double jab, hard right hand by Nemkov. Timing, great hand speed. He can do it all, John.
He just keeps getting better, Morrow.
Well, he's only 30, well, turns 31 June 20th, actually.
Which is telling, yeah, he's got many years left.
Oh, and Romero winding up with that sledgehammer left hand. Staying out of range is the challenger. Backing up.
Take a look, 4 of 11 for Yoel Romero, 18 of 31, 58% for Nemkov. Right now, he's feeling good. He's in control of the pace of the fight. He's the one deciding when the engagements occur. As you can see, Romero is now in that point of he's trying to wait to look for a counter, and it's just not there.
Beautiful punch kick combination culminating with the liver kick from Nemkov.
Big in hiding that kick behind the hands.
Nice 1-2, backing Romero up again from range. Right hand from Nemkov lands again.
Seems like Yoel was complaining that his eye was poked. It was a punch. There's many times, you know, with MMA gloves, you can get hit and it feels like someone actually poked you in the eye.
It was an eye issue that kept Romero from being medically cleared to participate in the light heavyweight world Grand Prix, getting lit up here with that two-piece from Nemkov and a stiff jab, a battering ram jab from Nemkov. It's all defending Bellator light heavyweight champion Vadim Nemkov through 2 rounds. A chance that he flipped. The one loss to Prohatska in the in Ryzen. There was a 10-minute round, but the TKO was due to exhaustion.
Absolutely, and that was he did not know how to pace himself.
But he does now.
You're absolutely right.
Of course, the last time that Romero, wow, there's that unorthodox striking the hammer fist to the leg and the jab from Nemkov, and there's that sudden burst from Romero. But the first time the last time he fought for the title against Israel Adesanya, that was you know, a lot of the slowing down to a crowd and not a well-received fight. But here it's Nemkov bringing the fight to Romero, and Romero doesn't have an answer.
No, and that's exactly what you're saying. Is Yoel is trying to slow things down. Nemkov is not allowing that to happen. He's the one saying, nope, we're going to have engagements, and I'm going to make them happen at a pace that I hope you're not comfortable with. It's really, he's making Yoel work. Now, Yoel's still in this, and he still looks good, but he's taken most of the shots. He hasn't really delivered any. And the pace is not going to slow down.
I don't know if looking good would be the description for someone who's tasted 50 strikes and only 9 in row.
Oh, he got hurt right there.
Definitely does not look good right now as he's feeling the power of Vadim Nemkov, now just trying to sit down.
He's hurt.
Desperate time. He is hurt, trying to defend. Nemkov, though, very technical. Very smart. Picking his shots, using the distance, measuring, mixing up his punches and kicks, and lands a right cross on Romero.
One of the things we talked about with Romero, he is durable. He'll get hurt, but he'll come right back. And he's dangerous when he's hurt.
He's been knocked out just once, and that was in Strike Force against Rafael Cavalcante back in September of 2011.
Nemkov needs to look to go to the body here. You see how high those hands are. Elbows up high.
Still picking them apart, though, with the jab. Everything Nemkov is throwing is getting through. Another jab splits the guard of Romero. It's so fast, so crisp. Good lead right hand by Nemkov.
It's the difference. You know, we've seen Yoel against other fighters where he still looked fast, but he's not fast against Nemkov. Take a look at the round 3 strikes already. 24 of 52 for Nemkov. 2 punches of 13 landing for Romero.
Another bludgeoning jab from Nemkov. Laser. Surgical precision, the feinting, and now just busy utilizing the jab. Romero ducks under that right hand, but not firing back. And while, yes, the MO, we know Yoel Romero, what he's about, but John, he needs to put together some offense and in a hurry.
Not easy to put together offense when you got a guy that's in front of you that is just throwing a plethora of different at you.
Now he was lulling him in, trying to
play possum,
psych him out, and again, Anderson Silva did the same thing once. He paid dearly for it. Remember that, John?
Yes, he did.
And now Romero trying to do the same. And Nemkov's not falling for it. Beautiful curling left hook by the champion. And histrionics from Romero.
Histrionics, but Vadim's having none of it, and you can see the damage is starting to load up on the face of Yoel Romero.
Wow, the hand speed, the accuracy.
Look at the left eye, Mauro. Starting to close.
The final chapter on Yoel Romero's career could be coming to a close with the way that this fight is playing out. But guess what? This is the round where he has shown his most lethal force, and on cue, Yoel Romero, who's had amazing success in round 3, is now going for the submission just like that.
Yoel looking for that moment that he can bring a knee up.
Whopping 9 of his 13 career knockouts have come in the 3rd round, and Romero finally showing life here in the 3rd frame.
But it was more of a slip by Nemkov.
The jab continues to be effective. Nemkov goes to the body. We're headed to the championship rounds. It's all Vadim Nemkov. But the fans beginning to maybe believe in Yoel Romero. They're giving him a round of applause after having some limited success against Vadim Nemkov. 46-year-old Yoel Romero beginning the 4th round of this championship fight against the soon-to-be 31-year-old defending champion Vadim Nemkov, countering perfectly.
Beginning the 4th round doing the salsa.
Meanwhile, Vadim Nemkov, there's a kick from Romero, but Nemkov continues to follow what has worked for him throughout this fight. Big punches from the champion, knee up the middle.
You gotta be very impressed with Nemkov. He doesn't care about any of the theatrics. He's just doing his job, going after him, landing clean combinations. Beautiful body shot.
Goes to the body and is just teeing off now on Yoel Romero, standing right in front of him. Romero moving forward, shelling up, but those punches still getting through, especially to the body. Again, that sharp jab. Check hook by Nemkov, and now just finding a rhythm, John. That tempo.
He's had that rhythm through most of this fight. He is just, it looks like he's in a sparring session right now. He's just relaxed. He's just letting his hands go when he wants.
And the wind up from Romero with the left, wild, missing.
But that's what you got. That's the one that you really got to watch out with, Yoel, is he is still so explosive and he hits so dang hard.
But you wonder at 46 and what the punishment he's taken from Nemkov, if that explosiveness is still there.
That's true. I always say it's hard to watch your heroes fall. Eventually in fighting, everyone does.
Sharp jabs and the footwork by the dexterous champion Vadim Nemkov, who just past the midway point of the 4th round is firmly in control. And as you mentioned, John, like a sparring contest, but putting together combinations, using his hand speed, the highly educated jab, and just befuddling Yoel Romero. That lead left hook and the right hand again down the middle. Chance of Romero echoing throughout Wintrust Arena in Chicago.
You gotta look, how tough is Yoel Romero though? He goes with that thigh punch again. He is always going back to things that he does all the time.
He's only been finished once, that knockout loss to Cavalcante back in 2011. With Vadim Nemkov picking him apart. Surgical precision, dismantling him here in the main event. No, thus far, no World Grand Prix hangover for the champion after going through that tournament.
He looks better than ever. He's light on his feet, he's got great footwork, movement is clean. Landing straight shots, hooks.
Wow.
He looks fantastic.
Combinations, comprehensively outstriking Yoel Romero. Jab. Just too fast. And wow. Cutting right cross, but Romero takes it and yet the face becoming more and more swollen, John.
Oh, his face is taking a lot of shots. He is not going to look the same tomorrow. Eyes are going to be swollen.
Man. What about the accuracy?
Oh, nice. That was nice.
Nemkov, and there's a momentary glimpse at what? Oh, wow! What a right hand by Romero. But a glimpse.
That's what
not enough.
That's what you're always looking for.
retain the title, stay unbeaten in Bellator. More active start for Romero, as one would expect. Sense of urgency has to be at play here in the fifth, despite his MO. He is busier to start the fifth and final round.
He knows he's only got 5 minutes left. There's nothing.
Still being backed up though, John, with that textbook 1-2 from Nemkov.
Yep. If you're gonna go, don't leave anything in the tank. Give it your all.
What a
You see that footwork with that jab, and you see him moving laterally, and that's exactly what you're looking for.
There, the blast from Nemkov defended by Romero, but man, just a sweet jab, the feigning from Nemkov. There's that front kick. Oh, and Romero walked into that stiff jab.
He did walk.
Parried that jab though. See Romero now trying to peel the lead hand of Nemkov and come forward.
Got to parry it to the side and slap that shot right down the middle. Open up that target area.
Man, Nemkov's jabs should be hanging up in a museum somewhere, John. I mean, it's unbelievable.
He has looked very good throughout this fight. Beautiful combination.
Good counter left from Romero.
Good use of all of his weapons. When he's been kicking, he does it when he hides it behind his hands. He doesn't just do it, you know.
And the control of the distance, John, the range, and just teeing off again now, lighting up. There's a kick to the body, using the angle, try to create more space and opportunity, and there the surge by Romero that misses.
Right hand.
And right then the kick that was blocked by Romero, but it's one-way traffic in the stats department, all in favor of Nemkov. Final 2.5 minutes of this championship fight. Good right hand lands on the end of that combination for Nemkov. There's an overhand left from Romero, starting to walk him down. Still eats a jab, John. Crowd in anticipation.
Well, the crowd is loving the effort of Yoel Romero.
He's showing,
he's going after him as much as he can. He's cutting off the angles. He's putting pressure.
And you say it right. We look at the stats and everything he's been through, and yet here he is still marching forward, still trying. And there, level change by Nemkov, but again defended by Romero.
And after all the shots he's taken, how gutsy is it that he is continuing to come forward. Not an easy thing to do.
.90 seconds left. Nemkov content to neutralize Romero. Now in the clinch. Double over. So no, the takedown by Romero has Nemkov on his back like your keys, but Romero, up kick from Nemkov. Romero stacking him, but Nemkov now, final minute.
But that was a beautiful sweep of the foot by Yoel Romero. He got the double unders, swept the foot to get Nemkov to the ground. Does he have enough time here to do damage or look for a submission? He's never had a submission victory. Everything has always been by ground and pound and knocking people out.
Violent ground and pound, and now going to the body with 30 seconds left. Nemkov holding on.
job by Nemkov moving underneath.
Yep, and Romero trying to find that Hail Mary elbow. We've seen him do so much, but this one is going to the scorecards. And despite Romero ending up in top position in the fight, a brilliant performance by the light heavyweight champion Vadim Nemkov.
Ladies and gentlemen, in tonight's final title fight, we go once again to the judges' scorecards. All three judges at cage side, Chris Lee, Sal D'Amato, Ron McCarthy, have it exactly the same at 49-46. All for the winner by unanimous decision. And still, Bellator Light Heavyweight World Champion, Vadim Nemkov.
As expected, Vadim Nemkov winning via wide unanimous decision, improves to 9-0 with 1 no contest here in Bellator. More importantly, remains the Bellator light heavyweight champion. He will talk with Big John McCarthy.
I am here with the champion, Vadim Nemkov. Vadim, that was an outstanding performance. You dominated a guy. Your striking was on point. You landed so many clean, hard shots down the middle. What was it like being in there with a guy like Yoel Romero?
Был очень такой серьезный бой, и все удары, которые ты наносил, они все проходили, были достаточно чистыми. Что ты чувствуешь, что ты вот был в бою с таким человеком, как вот бойцом, как Yoel Romero?
Для меня гордость побывать в клетке с таким бойцом. У него очень крепкая голова, он очень сильный для своих лет, я им восхищаюсь.
I am very proud that I shared like an octagon tonight with such a great fighter and legend as Romero himself, and it was a tough fight. He's a very tough opponent, has very strong head. Very tough to knock him out.
Were you surprised by how many shots you landed and how much damage he was able to take?
Удивило ли тебя, сколько ты ударов смог нанести, и сколько много ударов он смог принять и продолжать идти вперед?
Да, мне это чуть-чуть смутило, но я видел, что он играет на публику и вытягивает меня на себя.
It's like, yeah, I kind of got confused a little bit, but I saw he was like acting up a little bit, so I didn't take it and I was keep going, doing my job.
И поэтому я не лез на его дистанцию, старался разбивать со своей, очень много попадал, но он очень крепкий.
Yeah, I was trying to, like, you know, land all the punches from my distance, but he has very strong head.
Well, that was a beautiful performance. Congratulations on remaining the light heavyweight champion of the world. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Vadim Nemkov.
Take a look at our tail of the tape for this heavyweight feature. Bruno Cappelozza, 34 years of age. Vadim Nemkov is still only 31. He is right in the sweet spot of his prime. Bruno's the taller fighter at 6'2", but as I already mentioned, Vadim Nemkov, the former light heavyweight, weighed in heavier for this bout. Longer legs belong to Nemkov. The arm reach favors Bruno Cappelozza.
Okay, so keys to victory. Bruno Cappelozza, straight punches to the body will open up his opportunities to the head. Use the clinch to tire as well. He is the natural heavyweight in here. Although he came in as the smaller guy, he's used to dealing with heavyweights. And be the bully. He's always better when he's on the front foot with his opponent pushed up against the fence. For Nemkov, the speed advantage coming up from light heavyweight should be a key. A heavy kicking game. We saw what he did to Bader with that beautiful head kick. A wrestle when pressured might get him out of some tight situations when he's dealing with some fast, powerful hands.
Andy Shepard, take it away.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following fight is a PFL versus Bellator contest, and the winner will be awarded the Super Belt. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner and representing Bellator. He is a Sambo specialist and stands 6 feet tall. He weighed in officially at 238.1 pounds and holds a professional MMA record of 17 wins, 2 losses, and 1 no contest. 13 wins coming by way of stoppage. He is a former Bellator light heavyweight champion. Fighting at the Stadion Oscar, Russia, Vadim Nemkov. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner and representing PFL. He is a Muay Thai specialist and stands 6 feet 2 inches tall. He weighed in officially at 236.2 pounds and has built a record of 15 victories, 6 defeats, and 1 no contest. 14 wins coming by way of knockout. He is the 2021 PFL Heavyweight Champion. Fighting out of João, Sao Paulo, Brazil, Bruno Cappelozza. Your referee in charge, Kerry Hatley.
Kerry Hatley equipped with the ref cam. Bruno Cappelozza in the blue, Vadim Nemkov in the white. I'm gonna make a claim right now, Chael Sonnen. Never in the history of our sport has this much talent been gathered around a cage for a single fight. You have these two men inside, you have Fedor in the corner, you have Francis Ngannou and John Jones and Mike Tyson all cage side. Also Dan Hardy is here, Randy Couture. Wow.
You make an excellent point. By the way, I thought you did a great job in that interview with John Jones. You asked him very direct questions. I bring that up because when I had my coffee with Bruno, I asked him straight up, can you beat Vadim? Can you beat this guy? He said, yes, I can. But he went a little further as to tell me how. And he just said, I'm working on my takedown defense and scrambling back to my feet. And I specifically said, so you do not plan to be in the guard? And he said, no, I don't believe that I can submit him.
We've got 2 very fast heavyweights here. Both of these guys are already moving at speed.
Well, one of the questions I had about Nemkov is carrying this extra weight, would it affect the way that he moves? And at least early here, it doesn't appear that it will.
Okay, here's that defense. Now we got to turn into the scramble.
Bruno right back to his feet after briefly touching the mat with that hip. Nemkov chest to chest, pressing him against this smart cage barrier. Tries to offer up an elbow. Bruno uses that to switch position.
Big
now
deal.
He's got underhooks.
Big deal how quickly he turned that position, put the back of Nemkov up against the fence. Look, I really think if Bruno can nullify the wrestling, that's going to be his greatest opportunity to win. It's an uphill battle, but Bruno, make no mistake, Bruno can win this fight.
Interestingly, he had double underhooks there for a moment, and he decided to break clear. Tried to check that calf kick then, that'd be wise. Don't want to take too much damage on that lead leg.
And Nemkov has already started to try and bank some work there, and Bruno doesn't want any more of it.
It's a fast jab from Nemkov, straight through the hands. Oh, lovely work.
Big one there did Bruno Cappelozza. Nemkov staying in form with this transition to the heavyweight division. Another 1-2, snaps the head back of Cappelozza.
When you have an athlete like Nemkov in this case, who's carrying an extra 40 pounds in between weigh-ins. His previous weigh-in was 205, this one was 245. you do wonder yourself, where's my speed gonna be? How am I gonna move my feet, and will my conditioning hold up? So there is some questions that Nemkov's got to answer to himself.
What's incredible is that he looks like he's moving the same way that he did as a light heavyweight. It looks like the majority of the weight has been packed onto his back, his latissimus dorsi. Powerful individual.
Fedor Emelianenko in the corner of his protege, Vadim Nemkov. In his prime. Many thought the best in the world. And if anyone had had the creativity of the PFL brass back then, we would have seen Randy Couture Fedor and put that debate to bed.
There's a nice jab to the body from a moment there from Nemkov, and there's the head kick. Same one that he used to walk Ryan Bader on when he was able to beat him.
What's impressed me most about Nemkov's attacks so far is that he's mixing them up and he's timing them so that Bruno can't get going. Nemkov knows that if he lets Bruno put combinations together, it's so incredibly dangerous. He's timing his attacks, threatening with the kicks, so that Bruno has to stay defensive.
And it's all coming off the footwork, right? There's a distinction as you watch these two in the outlay of footwork. That's what always happens when you have a smaller guy that moves up. When you have a heavyweight that fights like a light heavyweight, you have this good movement and a lot crisper shots. There's a cross.
That was a beautiful uppercut attempt there. The speed of Nemkov seems to be causing a lot of problems for Kapoloza.
Oh, twist of the ankle there. Nemkov appears to shake it off.
Kapoloza's throwing to try and get to Nemkov, and he's being countered by very fast punches. And that jab is starting to bloody the nose as well.
Bruno's got to circle himself off the cage. Nemkov can use that space, eat it up really quick with a shot. Followed up the lead hook with a high kick attempt. Nemkov starting to put those combinations together. Going upstairs again after working on the lead leg.
Nemkov, every time he does a jab, he has a beautiful straight open to the body. A power hand right to the body. He's not taking it. But I noticed that our outlaw Dan Hardy did mention before the fight some good straight to the body, and they sure are open for Nemkov here. I suspect his corner will tell him between rounds.
Well, what we're seeing, the solution that Kapoloza's using for the jab is to lean away, which of course gets the head out of range, but it presents the abdomen, the midsection. If Nemkov can throw that jab out there, get the response, and then put that cross into the solar plexus, that could be very, very damaging.
There's the end of round number one. Excellent first frame for Vadim Nemkov. There's our super belt, and right behind it, the visionaries that made this card possible. Pete Murray, Don Davis. I see Mike Tyson peeking out there on the other side of Don as well. That is a championship belt with a ring embedded. Chael, I think one of the many things that's so impressive about Vadim Nemkov, we did see him with a wheel kick attempt there at the end, but he's able to win rounds, he's able to win fights against guys who are so incredible without doing anything out of the ordinary technique-wise, without doing anything that's truly special tactically. He's just so fundamentally sound and, of course, physically imposing that he can win fights behind a good 1-2 and a level change. A scary, scary individual who doesn't even have to reach all the way into the MMA toolbox to get wins.
And if Vadim is going to come to heavyweight as he did, he had to know he can't just rely on his wrestling. It doesn't just turn into a skill when you're giving up that kind of size. You got to have that good kickboxing. We're seeing those spinning attacks. That's a new wrinkle. I like what Vadim's doing tonight.
Round two, ready? Let's go work.
Round two begins. Bruno Kapoloza, former PFL heavyweight champion, against Vadim Nemkov, a new heavyweight, but a longtime veteran of the Bellator cage and light heavyweight champion who vacated his title. He didn't lose it. He vacated it to pursue heavyweight glory. Catches a kick, offers one up to the neck of Bruno Kapoloza, who's bouncing a little more in the early goings here. Ate a right hand from Nemkov, though.
It's so fast, that 1-2, and this is why Nemkov can transition up to heavyweight. He's got enough power to do damage, but the speed to make the difference.
Bruno a little bit more willing to engage when they get close here in round number 2. I think that's good cornering. Switch to the southpaw stance very briefly. Corner appeared not to like it.
I think the reason is it opens up the rear kick for Nemkov, which is a very powerful weapon for him.
1 minute gone in round number 2. Bruno stays just outside the range of that one, too. And now finally has Nemkov on the retreat a little bit, but now Bruno once again backing away.
But if we look at the difference between their defense, when Nemkov throws that jab cross, Kapoloza moves away. When Kapoloza steps in with a jab cross, oh, that was a
right
good
hand
counter.
sneaks through. What a difference a moment can make. And that's why Bruno Kapoloza is so dangerous. But of course, Nemkov, a veteran of this sport, level changes, picks up his heavyweight opponent, drops into the mat, and right into half guard.
Wrestle under pressure. Gets you out of sticky situations sometimes. I wish I had some wrestling.
He needed that. That was wise. He took a big shot. He needed that. He needs right now, get a couple of breathers in. I'd like to have seen Bruno put a ton of effort into a big scramble.
Very little from the bottom in way of control in the half guard here. Potentially Kapoloza's tempting Nemkov to pass his guard so he can scramble.
It looks as though he's setting him up right. I see that as well.
Oh, arm triangle. This looks deep.
And a tight squeeze here from Vadim Nemkov, who's fully mounted.
He's off to the side now. He's chopped with his knee.
He's got that.
Bruno is out! Vadim Nemkov with a heavyweight debut and submission victory!
Wow, what an impressive performance. What an impressive performance. All-round mixed martial arts. Beautiful striking, fantastic speed, the beautiful wrestling, the timing on that takedown, as well as the efficiency of it. And then straight away, and Kapoloza, as soon as he opens his eyes and he's back awake, he knows what's happened. Nemkov very happy with that performance. So for me, that was a standout performance from Nemkov. Welcome to the heavyweight division.
Well, whatever questions we had, he answered a lot of them. He still moved very quickly. The fundamentals were still there.
Here's the takedown, so you can see as soon as he gets the hands together, a small lift turns his opponent away from the fence to take away that opportunity to scramble up against the fence. And he sits in this half guard for a moment, starts to chip away. But when he passes, he goes straight to mount. He gets that arm triangle sunk in, and you can see him just tweaking this position, making sure he's got it. And as soon as he's comfortable, he swips that leg off to the side, he chocks the knee under the hips, and there you can see the tight squeeze where Kapoloza's got nowhere to go.
What a great shot there. This is the ref cam, so we're seeing an upper-handed view. Guys, when I told you that I spoke with Bruno and he told me his game plan A and B, first stop the takedown, second scramble up from the bottom, I did have a concern, and my concern was his two plans in this fight were both defensive. It seems as though perhaps he knew the strength of Vadim, and ultimately he decided to it.
It'll go in the books as a technical submission. Bruno Kapoloza went to sleep. Vadim Nemkov, moments away from having that super belt wrapped around his waist. He came into this fight 240 plus pounds. A new factor in the heavyweight division.
This is a darn big deal what you're seeing right here. There's no other way to put it. I realize that our main event is supposed to be the foreshadow for what's next for Francis, but there's always backups. There's always #1 contenders. You want to talk at the top of the food chain? It's whoever's going to get this belt, and right now, Nemkov has to be taken real serious.
Nemkov already fought one of our main event fighters. He was in the light heavyweight division, but you know the result there. Andy Shepard in the smart cage.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Kerry Hartley calls a halt to the action at 2 minutes and 13 seconds of round number 2. Declaring your winner to a submission via arm triangle, Vadim Nemkov! And please welcome to the smart cage, the PFL founder and chairman, Don Davies, and CEO, Pete Murray.
And of course, Iron Mike Tyson, the actual man to hand that super belt.
He looks great.
To Vadim Nemkov.
Look at this shot. This is beautiful.
You know what I love about this? Mike hands him the belt, And Pete comes in and says, wait, there's more. Have this ring as well. Unbelievable. Look at that thing.
What a moment.
Up. This is the beginning of a tradition, by the way. Every year we're going to do this. It's the Super Bowl. It's
Look at this shot.
Game.
Look at this shot. Oh my goodness. If that was me, my mother had that, that would go right up in the living room. That is what dreams are made. Look at this shot. Oh, I'm so jealous right now. The belt, the ring, the goat, the other goat. Two other dudes that I'm sure are perfectly nice guys.
Dan Hardy as your winner.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with your winner, Vadim Nemkov. First of all, my friend, how do you feel as a heavyweight?
Как ты себя чувствуешь тяжеловесом?
Для меня это новая ступень в моей карьере. Надеюсь, с такого боя и начнется моя карьера в тяжах и продолжится до конца.
He said it's a new weight for me, so I'm still getting used to it, but this was a good fight, and hopefully my career will go on from here on.
You've maintained your speed and power. You showed every range of your game. What's next for you, my friend?
Ты смог сдержать и скорость, и силу. Что дальше для тебя, следующий бой?
Я хотел бы чемпионский бой и стать чемпионом.
I'd like a title fight.
Well, let's talk about a title fight. Talk to me about this belt, my friend. A belt with a ring in it. That's a beautiful piece of hardware, right?
Что ты думаешь о поясе? Специальный пояс, даже кольцо есть внутри.
Пояс очень красивый, и он мне еще впечатлил, когда я его только увидел. Сейчас он мой, я его выиграл, и с гордостью привезу домой на родину, в Россию.
He said the belt is gorgeous. It impressed me the first time I saw it, and I really wanted to get it, so now I'm going to take it home.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of your very first super belt.
С этого я хотел бы посвятить эту победу святому Белогорию.
He said he'd like to dedicate this fight to his people.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, Vadim Nemkov.
Johnson, the true heavyweight, is taller, weighed in very near that 265-pound limit, and has the longer reach. He is the bigger fighter. Can he make that size a factor?
Keys to victory, so for Vadim Nemkov, he's got to strike and move, be the athlete, be the quicker guy. Head kicks after punches, the same thing that he won the title with. Wrestle when pressured, of course. Tim Johnson could put him under tremendous pressure. For Johnson, he's got to hold the center of the cage. Step it through with punches is where he really starts to catch people. And then if he can work his way into clinch and dirty box, that's where he can really put a beating on this guy.
Dubai, it's now time for our co-main event of the evening. 3 5-minute round in this heavyweight bout. First up, in the blue corner, a seasoned heavyweight with a professional record of 18 wins and 10 losses. He has won 3 out of his last 4 fights and boasts 13 victories via knockout or submission. He holds a Bellator record of 4-5, a UFC record of 4-3, and a current PFL record of 1-1. He's fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada. It is Tim Fat Boy Johnson. And his opponent is fighting out of the red corner. He is the former Bellator light heavyweight world champion and Grand Prix champion. Undefeated in his last 13 fights, and he boasts a perfect record of 10 wins, no losses, and 1 no contest in Bellator. The 2014 Sambo world champion and a 3-time Russian national Sambo champion. Fighting out of Russia, it is Vadim the Machine Nemkov! And your referee for the fight is Kerry Hatley.
Heavyweight action in our co-main event will be overseen by Kerry Hatley. Vadim Nemkov in the blue trunks. Tim Johnson is in the black.
Pays off. You ready? You ready? Let's go to work.
Johnson in the southpaw stance.
Аккуратненько, потихонечку, подбирайся, по чуть-чуть.
These guys got a lot of respect for one another. Nemkov obviously knows Tim Johnson very well. Both are fighting his coach and mentor, Fedor, and one of his teammates in Moldavsky.
Почувствуй его.
I think we're going to see a high kick from Nemkov in a minute.
There is the last emperor, Fedor Emelianenko, considered by many to be the greatest heavyweight in the history of MMA.
Cut him on the top of the head with that kick.
That shin grazed the top of Tim Johnson's bald head, opened the cut. And that is where Johnson is so dangerous, in the chaos that he can create with a fight. Also, he's got chin.
You can really see the speed difference here for Nemkov, but Johnson, since he took that first head kick, it's almost like he's wide-eyed, he's focused now. It's like, right, I'm going to get you back for this.
Blood trickling straight down the center of Tim Johnson's head. Nemkov seen something in camp with those kicks, maybe. Keeps trying the head kick.
The last two, though, have bounced off the head, so Tim Johnson's now starting to feel quite confident.
Drove that one into the midsection, which, of course, is one of the dangers when you bring the hands high. And there is that speed. Nemkov able to retreat, get out of the way. Good takedown here.
Very slick. But Tim Johnson straight back up to his feet.
Don't grab the cage, Tim.
He's a big man to keep taking down.
And this is one of the things when you talk about guys transitioning to a larger weight class, even though Nemkov has a lot of heavyweight training partners, if he keeps wrestling at this pace with a 265-pound man, can his gas tank hold up?
Great work by Tim not accepting this.
He told us in the fighter meetings he's got a PT test for his National Guard duties coming in a couple of weeks. So he's had to condition and had to run pretty heavily, even if he didn't get a full mixed martial arts camp in. His duties to the Army meant that he was getting himself in good shape.
Don't grab it.
Here's a solid knees as well to the legs that are really going to deaden the movement of Tim Johnson. Even if he is able to break and get back to a striking range. Nice drag away. Same takedown that Ibragimov was using against Mokonana.
How about that?
Talk about that for heavyweight flexibility. Body lock from behind, kick him in the head.
Nemkov doing a really good job. Now got a hook in.
Again, Tim's trying to build back up, and now he's got Nemkov on his back. Can he shake him off? If he can pitch him forward, he might be able to shake him free.
Big squeeze there from Vadim Nemkov. And a tap! First round submission for Vadim Nemkov.
Very impressive, clinical. Very impressive. Tim came in, he was game, he took that head kick, that first one, cut him open, but he kept pushing forward, and the next couple he bounced off his guard with confidence. But as soon as it came to the wrestling, even the stubbornness of Tim Johnson to keep building back up to his feet was just not enough. Nemkov broke him down, and then jumped on his back for that finish.
Vadim Nemkov puts the cross back on and the shirts and awaits an official call from Safe coming up soon.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, to announce a winner for our heavyweight bout in our co-main event for PFL Road to Dubai Championship Series. Referee Kerry Hartley has stopped the fight after 3 minutes and 8 seconds in the first round. And the winner by submission with a rear naked choke, it is Vadim the Machine Nemkov!
Vadim Nemkov with another efficient performance. And you can see there why so many heavyweights don't want to fight him. Because he's not your traditional light heavyweight who's moved up. A lot of times guys get a little out of shape, and that's why they want to be 240 pounds. He's just an absolute ox who still has the speed.
Still has the speed, all the athleticism, all of the technique that he was a champion at light heavyweight. I mean, and light heavyweight is a very, very technical division with big, powerful athletes. But when it comes to heavyweight, if you're able to beat them with speed,
oftentimes that will have a heavyweight's number, and really that's what we saw from Nemkov tonight. He was fast, he was technical, he threw those head kicks a couple of times and bounced them off the guard, but honestly, when it came to the wrestling, and even with the big man being able to wrestle him down to the floor, it was very impressive.
Click below to subscribe and watch more MMA content.